went through the trilogies, but how about what is in your mind, the proper order to introduce somebody to the series? And what was your first? What was your first movie?
It was 4.
It was 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad made us watch it in the order he watched it, which I think is the order that they came out is the order you're supposed to watch them. That's why they were made that way. That's why they come out that way. Like, it's kind of the same thing with Marvel. Yeah. I mean, there are a couple tweaks here and there with Marvel, but like for the most part, it's the same way.
Because a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people. It's pretty split actually. There's a big debate on this, on like what's the right way to watch it.
If you watch episode 1, you don't believe that this series is very good.
You don't think so?
No.
I actually don't hate. I mean, we're gonna get into that, but
dude, episode 1,
Here's my thing. I never hated any of the movies, and I still don't hate any of them. But there's some that I just actually don't like. That because of how much I care about.
I don't hate any of them either. Together. Like it's
just you get caught up because you love the whole thing so much, and when you think that one thing doesn't like represent how amazing it all is, it like does piss you off. It's like you start nitpicking.
So I think like how 4, 5, and 6 go. Like Darth Vader is like the ultimate badass. Like he's like kill everybody, Empire, bad guy, villain, all this stuff. Yeah. If you watch 1, 2, and 3 first, you hate Anakin. Not because of he's a bad guy, because he's kind of a pussy. Like for most of it. For 1, he's a kid, obviously. 2, he's a little bit of a bitch, and 3, it's just a roller coaster for 3. Like it's wild. And then you like 4, 5, and 6 are supposed to be scared of him, but you're not. Like you know who he is under the mask. It's like who cares?
I think that's why 1, 2, and 3 works at the time because I get to
you
see
know who he is.
Yeah.
And then you realize you see the arc that made him become Vader.
Yeah.
So like, that's why it should be watched. 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3.
Have you ever heard of the machete order?
I've heard of different orders. Like
the machete order is you go, it goes 4 and 5. It goes 4, 5. After you watch 5, you get the big reveal. Mm-hmm. And then it's supposed to like they do it as like a flashback. Then so then you watch. Yeah. They just skip 1 because it's not really Anakin's story. And then they go.
It's not really important either.
Yeah, and they just go 2, 3, and then you go back and do 6, and then you do the sequels and whatever. Yeah, that was the machete order that goes around online.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
I've never watched it that way. I don't want to either. I like the
same way we've always watched it. We've watched them all, so like we know what's happening. Yeah. So I understand if you watch them in different orders that it could be different. But if I'm flipping through the TV and like one of them's on, I'll flip it on. I'm not thinking about like what happened before, what happened after. Like I know what's happening.
But if you're gonna show somebody new, I would not do any other way than
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
Rogue One.
7, 9, whatever.
Yeah. 7.